This episode will contain much more myths and archetypes to back up some claims, so it's good we define a base for this first. The moon is awash with mystique, myth, superstition, and esoterica. Here's just a small rundown. The moon has over 100 deities, from all around the world, dating back as far as around 2700 BC. At full moon, the pineal gland opens more, energy is more fizzy, and ritual and ceremony pack more punch. The spiritual veil is thinner, so to speak. Do a ayahuasca, or a meditation retreat, on a new moon, and then on a full moon, I guarantee you will experience the big difference in energy and flavor. Or go to a rough nightclub, new moon and full moon, and witness the difference. It's a fact, there are more accident and emergency admittances around full moon. Most humans have dense energy, and live in the five senses, and are disconnected from the moon's energetic waxing and waning cycles. The new moon is like the start of a wave, the full moon is like the crashing of the wave, and the waning moon is like the decay of a wave retreating. A healthy woman in her power has her menstrual cycle during or near full moon. It is more beneficial, esoterically, to fast the days before a new moon. In astrological terms, the moon is one's soul, emotion, and subconscious, and is home in the sign of Cancer, feeling, untrusting, subconscious, intuition. I would like to note here that for me, astrology is the cycles of the luminaries that are part of the clockwork, a clockwork that fires down upon us different trays of energy, in multitudes of combinations or aspects. This clockwork also allows different soul types to be born, each with their past life karma, and emotions attached to the soul matrix. In the tarot, the moon major arcana trump signifies the subconscious, intuition, the past, and illusions. It is a card of deception, and in readings, it can mean projecting fear into your present and your future, based on past experiences. Remember this for the last couple of episodes. Dog, our trained, domesticated nature. Wolf, our wild, primitive instincts. Pond, the primordial swamp. Path, mankind's journey from unconsciousness to spirituality. Towers, illusion of safety. Crayfish or crab, symbol of astrological Cancer. Distant mountains, moving towards the unknown. Yods falling, spiritual help. In the Kabbalah, the moon is the ninth Sephiroth, linking to the Sun 6, Venus 8, and Mercury 7, and also, the moon also appears on the path of Koph, along with the dreamy Pisces energy. Let's look at sacred scriptures regarding the moon, starting with the Bible. Genesis 1 verse 14, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be, for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and years." Verse 15, and let them be for lights, in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth, and it was so. Verse 16, and God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. Verse 17, and God set them in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. Verse 18, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness, and God saw that it was good. Matthew 24 verse 29, immediately after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Mark 13 verse 24, but in those days, after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. Isaiah 13 verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations, thereof shall not give their light, the sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Isaiah 30 verse 25, and there shall be upon every high mountain, and upon every high hill, rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. Verse 26, Moreover the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun, and the light of the sun shall be sevenfold, as the light of 7 days, in the day that the Lord bindeth up the breach of his people, and healeth the stroke of their wound. Jeremiah 31 verse 35, Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars, for a light by night, which divideth the sea, when the waves thereof roar, the Lord of hosts is his name. Ezekiel 32 verse 7, And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven, and make the stars thereof dark, I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. Revelation 21 verse 23, And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. Isaiah 60 verse 19, The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Verse 20, Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. The Book of Enoch states, chapter 28 states, These are the 2 great luminaries, whose orbs are as the orbs of heaven, and the dimensions of both are equal, and Uriel likewise showed me another regulation, when light is poured into the moon, how it is poured into it from the sun. Chapter 71 states, In which gates also the moon rises and sets, and I beheld the conductors of the stars, among those who precede them. 6 gates were at the rising, and 6 at the setting of the sun. The Quran states, Quran Surah 10 verse 5, He is the one who rendered the sun radiant, and the moon a light, and he designed its phases, that you may learn to count the years and to calculate. Quran Surah 25 verse 61, Most blessed in the one who placed constellations in the sky, and placed in it a lamp, and a shining moon. Quran Surah 71 verse 16, He designed the moon therein to be a light, and placed the sun to be a lamp. Quran Surah 36 verse 40, It is not allowable for the sun to reach the moon, nor does the night overtake the day, but each, in an orbit, is swimming. The verse says, that the sun and the moon are each in orbit, Yazbahun, which literally means, to pass at speed in water, or air. Vedic book, the Holy Gita states, verse 24, Those who know the Supreme Brahm attain that Supreme by passing away from the world, during the influence of the fiery god, in the light, at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months, when the sun travels in the north. Verse 25, The mystic, who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months, when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Lunar comes from the Latin word, luna, meaning moon. The Roman goddess of the moon is called, Luna, or Selene in Greek mythology. Luna was the Roman incarnation of Selene, the Greek goddess personifying the moon. The word Selene likely comes from the Greek root selos, for brightness. The adjective lunar is still used today, when referring to the activities and features of the moon. But in antiquity, lunar was also often employed in reference to both a woman's menstrual cycle, and to insanity, that is, lunacy or lunatic. What is the myth of Selene? 1. Selene, the goddess of the moon, falls in love with Endymion, and unites with him, bearing him 50 daughters. She so loves him, she cannot bear the thought of his eventual death, so she uses her magic of the night, to put him into a deep sleep forever. This way, she may see him, unchanging, for all eternity. 2. The beautiful boy Endymion was granted eternal youth and immortality by Zeus, and placed in a state of eternal slumber, in a cave near the peak of Lydian Mount Latmos. There his heavenly bride, Selene, descended to consort with him in the night. The cave could be the dark rift, for anyone following my other work,